Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I wanted to dive just a little bit deeper into my Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. I picked this beauty up a couple of weeks ago from Ulta when I cashed in some of my Ulta points. I was really excited about this color story, and I talked about it just briefly a few videos ago about how I sort of felt about this palette. So it does come in their tin packaging. And when you open it up, you get all of these just beautiful shadows. Go ahead and give you just a quick peek at the offerings. So I had mentioned when I talked about this palette before that I had been really drawn in the promo pictures to these three shadows right here specifically because they looked far more green than they do in person. I said that I was also really drawn to this row of purples here on the bottom. So I thought that it might be fun to go ahead and do a 3 looks 1 palette. So I do have those here for you right now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about my overall thoughts regarding this palette. All right, so I think I'm gonna go in first with a little bit of Love You a Latte. That is this nice, just sort of dusty purple pink sort of shade. And I'm gonna use that as sort of the base of my transition. So I will be taking that rather high on the lid. And once it's applied, it actually seems like it has more of a brown tone than necessarily a purple tone or a pink tone. I'm also going to go ahead and just brush that under the lash line as well, not with any additional product, but just using what I already have on my brush, just to keep both sides connected. I'm then going to follow that up with a bit of You Spicy directly into the crease, just to bring back in some of that purple and pink. Now on the outer corner, I'm going to take some of Spice of Life just to kind of deepen it up and really drive home that purple feel. And just a little on the lower lash line, again just trying to keep both sides connected, but again, I'm not going in with any additional product. Going back into You Spicy, I just want to bring that back a little bit to the crease. So I'm using patting motions versus sweeping. Now I'm going to take PS and Chill all over the lid. Okay, this is not working. Maybe the finger will be better. That is working a little bit better, but not as well as I would like. This seems to be more of kind of like a topperish shade. It is very translucent, and I am getting a good amount of fallout on my cheeks. Once it's built up though, I do enjoy the way that it looks. And then just to brighten things up a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of Want a Piece of Me and add that to the inner third. Now I do want to bring in some more of that sort of bright fuchsia color, so I'm going to go back into You Spicy, and we're just going to bring that all along the lower lash line. Finally, I'm going to follow that up with the original shade Love You Latte, very, very lightly to diffuse all of that out. And then finally, I'm going to take a little bit of Oh My God on a pointed brush and really work that into the inner corner. For this look, I'm going to start with Pumpkin Spice, and I'm going to blend that out all above the crease using this as my first transition shade. I'm being very gentle about the way that I build this up because I want more of the yellow to be coming through versus the orange. I'm then going to take Sweetie Pie right into the crease. Then going back in with that original brush and no additional product, just blending the two shades together. Now I'm going to go into Cocoa Drizzle and use that just to deepen up the outer third of my eye, blending it in with the previous shades. Also using what's already on my brush, I'm going to bring that down a little bit into the lower lash line on the outer third, just connecting all of it together. Now taking Falling For You, I'm going to pack that all across the remaining portions of my lid. Now going back into Pumpkin Spice with the original brush, I'm going to take that all across my lower lash line. Finally, I'm going to take some of Fall Vibes and put that all in my inner corner. Alright, so to start this look out, I'm going to take a very large fluffy brush and a little bit of Fall For It and build that right into the crease. And then taking a slightly smaller but still fluffy brush, we're going to take a little bit of Spice Spice Baby and work that into the crease just to deepen it up a little. Using a flat packing brush, I'm going to take Warm and Cozy and work that into the outer corner. And then very carefully using my finger, I'm going to take Fall Vibes and put that all across the inner half of my lid. This shade is very, very flaky, so use caution. Going back to the original brush that we used with no additional product, I'm just going to lightly blend the crease just to ensure that Fall Vibes doesn't get too out of control. Moving on to the lower lash line, I'm going to take that flat packing brush with no additional product, and I'm going to just run that along my lash line. Then using that smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to again go into Spice Spice Baby and use that to blend out the lower lash line. And then finally, the original brush to go ahead and just blend all of that out. I am still not adding any additional product. I just want to soften the edges. All right, so those are the 3 looks that I created. I wonder which one is your favorite. Please definitely let me know down in the comments below. But I wanted to go over my feelings so far using this palette. Now with Too Faced, they can sometimes have some formula discrepancies, we'll call them. I don't typically pick up their holiday collection releases, the ones that are starting to drop now for Christmas, because I, like many people, don't feel like the formula is worth it in those palettes. However, in the tin palettes, I feel like they're pretty consistent. And overall, I feel the same way about this palette. So let's talk a little bit about some of the shadows that I used, because I did have some definite struggles. So when it comes to this palette, I have to say the mattes for me stole the show. Every single matte that I used performed beautifully. I feel like the color payoff was very nice. I feel like they blended very well without getting muddy or blending away. I also feel like they had lovely pigmentation. When it comes to all of the ones that I used, and I used the majority of them, so I used Fall For It, Pumpkin Spice, Ginger Spice, Cocoa Drizzle. I did use Warm and Cozy, You Spicy, Spice Ice Baby, Sweet Pie, or Sweetie Pie rather. It doesn't look like I used a la mode, but I did use Love You a Latte and Spice of Life. Overall, I really, really enjoy these mattes. Now, with that being said, the shimmers, they're the ones that I struggled with the most, with the exception of Falling For You. Falling For You performed just like any other shimmer shade that I have experience with from Too Faced. Fall Vibes, so crumbly, so crumbly. In fact, the final look that I filmed for this is the one that I'm wearing now. I started by filming this eye, and it just went so crazy because of this shade. It fell out everywhere. It was a big mess. I had to refilm on this eye here. So definitely with this shade, I would absolutely recommend doing your eyes first, but the same is true for Oh My Gourd, which I totally mispronounced in that. Oh My Gourd, Want a Piece of Me, and PS and Chill. These shimmers performed very much like toppers. They're very chunky. They don't have strong pigmentation as far as like base color goes. They're all just very chunky topper type shades, and I would absolutely recommend using a glitter glue when you're using them and layer them over other shadows. So that, I will say, for me is a little bit disappointing because I love shimmer shades, and I just found these to be trickier to work with than I'm used to from Too Faced. But again, overall, I really like this palette, and I'm surprised that I love these mattes so much. I think that they all performed just fabulously. So do I recommend this? If it's a color story that speaks to you and you're okay with putting in some extra work on those shimmers, I say definitely go for it. For me, it is definitely worth that $49 price point. Not that, you know, I actually paid that since I used points, but you know where I'm going with that. I do think that it is beautiful and it is a good addition to my collection. Let me know, did you pick up this palette? Is it on your wish list? Are you waiting for it to go on sale? I always have the worst luck as soon as I buy things. almost instantly they go on sale. So if you are waiting for a sale, I hope that you get it. Otherwise, please let me know what you thought of this video. Did you like the format? I know it was a little bit different than the way that I have done multiple looks in the past, so I would love all of your feedback. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time.